What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Rentish podcast. My name is Zach, and I'm here with my co-host, Patrick.
What up?
Oh, that was a muted what up. What was it? How you feeling? You feeling?
What up?
Oh, wow. We're enunciating today. We were just talking about your tea.
Yeah.
Your tea habits. That sounded like someone that hadn't had their daily cup of tea.
I've had tea and coffee today.
Tea and coffee?
I'm actually ready to go. I don't know what you're
Caffeinated
implying.
tea, caffeinated coffee?
Yeah.
So the twofer. So you're energized and ready to rock and
I'm
roll.
so ready.
Yeah.
I know Musei's also ready.
Oh, yeah? Producer Musei, he's ready to roll?
Yeah, I'm here.
That's right. That's the energy you can expect on the Rentish podcast. We are your hosts for this podcast, which is all about rental properties and hosted by a couple of guys that work in the real estate industry and kind of know what they're talking about.
Dude, I totally forgot we had the rest of the intro to get to.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so mostly we don't. Sorry.
Yeah, Patrick, mostly we don't, which is why you're going to have fun hearing us talk to experts and learning with us or laughing along at how little we know. Patrick, how's your day been?
Dude, it's good. Yeah, I have had a good day. I'm super excited. I've got some going to a grill out tonight.
Oh.
Some of my friends have spoken about these hot dogs that they've eaten that they spoke very highly of. And for our listeners who don't know, I'm a huge hot dog guy. I love hot dogs. Sausages.
What's special about these hot dogs?
I don't know. Apparently they're the best hot dogs they've ever had.
Really?
And so they're sold from Findlay Market, apparently. That's all they know about
so
it.
they're probably like local produced, like
Yeah.
Avril Bled meats or something like that.
Yes, and somebody was like cooking them up at like a street vendor or something. They're like, "Where'd you get these dogs?" And he's like, "Findlay Market." And so
where'd you get these dogs?
So apparently they got multiple hot dogs that they could be. We're gonna taste them and try to find the hot dogs that they've had. And I'm super excited.
That sounds fun. So it's kind of like we're recording this after Memorial Day weekend. This is kind of like a delayed Memorial Day cookout, or what's the occasion?
It was more like the occasion that there's these great dogs, then that we're gonna eat them, and it's
what a great holiday.
Yeah.
Dog day.
Well, we had it like we just kind of like try to find a day that like aligned for everybody involved who was there for the discussion. So
okay.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I wish you and your hot dog eating well. Are you gonna like do, like Joey Chestnut that situation and like try and see how many you can get down?
I don't know. I typically eat around 3 hot dogs. I don't know. We could get crazy, get 4 or 5. I don't know. We'll see.
Crazy.
We'll see how many hot dogs they bought. But.
All right, cool. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. Thank you all for listening to this podcast.
It's about real estate.
You got past the hot dog talk. You're about to get really into the good stuff now. Yeah, we talk about real estate, property management. We talk to experts. We learn a little bit. We're kind of just going with the flow. Today, we're going to have some fun segments. It's just going to be an episode with Pat and I. Recently, if you've listened, we've had some special guests on, but this week it's just going to be myself and Pat, and Musei is going to chime in every now and then when the producer feels like he needs to really just put a period at the end of that statement. You know what I mean? He's giving the thumbs up to the coworkers walking by. He's completely oblivious, not paying attention whatsoever.
Right, he has no idea what's going on.
Remember, follow the podcast at the Rentish Pod on Instagram. You can go to the Rentish questions at therentishpod.com if you want to email us with any kind of like questions or topic suggestions or anything like that you got. Throw out a number for how many hot dogs you think Patrick's going to eat tonight, and you can just email that to us. Closest gets nothing, but it's thanks.
Between 3 and 5.
It's going to be between 3 and 5. Follow us on your podcast platform of choice. If you're using like Spotify, give us a 5-star rating. If you're using iTunes, maybe give us a 5-star rating there, or a comment, or just leave your feedback. Thumbs up, double thumbs up, emojis, hearts. Everything. Yeah. Just trying to keep the energy up, man. But yeah, we appreciate each and every one of you for listening to the Rentish and for hanging out with us today. We're going to talk about, we're going to get back into Proptology with the Golden Gate Bridge. So we're going to learn a little about one of the most historic and most memorable landmarks, I think, man-made landmarks in the United States. And we're also going to talk about a story about Niagara Falls that Patrick's going to lead us down a tale on. That's right. The article is titled Theo Hicks and Niagara Falls.
Yeah, spoiler, it has nothing to do with Niagara Falls.
Really?
Yeah, we'll get there.
Okay. I didn't read it, so honestly that comes as a complete shock to me. Well, it may or may not be about Niagara Falls, everybody. Hold on tight.
I feel like that was a spoiler.
Spoiler for an article. All right. Patrick, why don't we dive right in?
Let's do it.
Yeah? Okay. So Proptology, one of my favorite segments, also the best named segment that we have on the podcast. We're going to talk about the Golden Gate Bridge. Patrick, describe it.
It's big.
Okay. What else?
It's a bridge.
Okay. What else?
It's not really gold. It's more like a orangish red. It's a misnomer, as some say.
Right. Right. Yeah. It's named the Golden Gate Bridge, but it's not.
It's golden.
It's not golden. It is a big bright red. In fact, the name of the color, international orange. That's what it's called.
Huh? Is that just like red? Like
it's like
definitely more red than orange.
Their version of red. I mean, it looks much more red than this photo when you're in person.
I mean, everyone has like at least seen a photo of the golden. It's like one of the most like iconic man-made things on planet Earth. I think it is awesome. I love the Golden Gate Bridge. I've been there. I've seen it. I've driven on it. I think it's just like sweet and so impressive. Like it's so much bigger than you think.
Yes, that is what I was gonna say. Is that it is so much larger in person. The scale of it.
Yeah.
You grow up watching movies and seeing it in the background, or anytime you see photos of San Francisco or videos, it's like you have an idea in your head about how big this bridge is, but it's not until you actually are on it.
Yeah.
And I got the privilege to walk across the entire...
You walked across
I walked across the whole Golden Gate Bridge.
That's cool.
From one side to the other. And let me tell you what, if you suffer from vertigo, there's some moments on that where it's like you look down and you're like, holy crap, this is much higher and longer than anything I could have ever imagined. So
speaking of vertigo.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is in that movie. Have you seen that movie?
Long time ago.
Okay.
Film class.
Oh, gotcha. I love that movie.
That seems much. That seems like a Patrick movie for sure. Golden Gate Bridge connects San Francisco to Marin County. It's got, towering suspension cables, breathtaking views. I mean, like literally, if you've not seen the Golden Gate Bridge, what I was looking for out of Patrick was two giant steeple-looking things.
Oh, you wanted me
with long wires connecting all of the suspension bridge.
Sorry, I didn't do a good job describing it.
No, you're good. I mean, there's not really much else that you can say that. It's really just kind of the vista that makes it special. You put this bridge in the middle of Dubuque, Iowa. I'm not sure if you're going to get the same emphasis, but because it connects San Francisco, which is such a visually appealing city, to the other side, to Marin County or whatever.
What is in Marin County?
Well, I know that. So the only time that I've been, the most recent time I went to San Francisco, you have to drive across the Golden Gate Bridge and then continue north to get to like Sonoma and wine country.
Oh,
so it really just goes north. I don't know what is in Marin County proper, but like that's the road that you take north if you want to get north of the city.
Gotcha.
Originally considered impossible to build due to the strong currents, deep waters, and frequent fog, the bridge now stands as a symbol of American ingenuity and perseverance. The idea for the bridge came across Golden Gate Strait. For the bridge across the Golden Gate Strait was proposed as early as the 1870s, but most engineers thought that it just couldn't be done. The waters were too deep, the currents too strong, fog was too unpredictable. But in the early 1920s, engineer Joseph Strauss took on the challenge. However, his original design was ugly, really ugly. This is some editorializing from the script here. Thankfully, consulting architects Irving Morrow and Leon Moisseiff stepped in to make it a thing of beauty. Construction began in 1933, right in the middle of the Great Depression, and took about 4 years, was completed in 1937, which was ahead of schedule and under budget.
Whoa, usually you hear behind schedule and over budget.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And when was the last time that happened on a public project, too? So pretty nuts. On May 27th, 1937, thousands of people walked across the bridge before it opened to cars. The first person to cross, a guy, just some guy, named Francis Stryker, who literally ran to be the first person to cross the bridge.
Huh. We're talking about Francis Stryker to this day. He probably was like, I don't know, was he like not a, was he was probably just a normal dude, right?
It just says a guy. So
just
I'm
a
going
guy.
with it's
just
a guy.
ran to be first.
I'm just a random guy, Francis Stryker.
Almost 100 years later, we're talking about him on the Rentish Pod.
Yeah,
Francis
it sounds
Stryker.
like that's untapped potential for some kind of like indie drama. I can already see it's like A24 presents The First Man Across the Bridge or something. Or The Golden Man or something like that.
That's a good one.
And there's like a Shins song playing as he like slowly walks across the bridge. Yeah, we got this. Trademark. Don't try and take that idea, A24. All right, fun facts, Patrick.
I love fun facts.
It was almost black and yellow.
Okay.
The U.S. Navy wanted the bridge to be black with yellow stripes so that ships wouldn't crash into it. But luckily, architect Irving Morrow thought that was hideous and convinced them to go with international orange.
Yeah, I think you're not going to miss that. Like,
no,
it's pretty bright.
I can see, like, you close your eyes, you can picture a big old bridge on the San Francisco Bay, like, black and yellow. And
Yeah,
it's like, it seems like that would just be more of an eyesore.
Yeah,
Maybe
totally.
than anything else. But yeah, like you pointed out earlier, Patrick, it's not actually golden. People assume the bridge is named for the color, but it's actually named after the Golden Gate Strait, which is the specific body of water that it spans. So sorry to disappoint, but no real gold was made used in the making of the bridge. I don't know how you quantify this fun fact, Patrick. It's the world's most photographed bridge.
I mean, I don't know how you quantify that, but it makes sense. Like, I'm trying to think of other...
People have taken a lot of photos of bridges.
Yeah.
But I guess that is probably one of the biggest tourist... It's like that and the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah, this is definitely more iconic than the Brooklyn Bridge. I would say so.
They're both iconic for different reasons. But yeah. It breathes, which this is one of the things that I want to talk to you about, because since you got to drive across it, I'm not sure what your experience was, but the bridge actually expands and contracts by as much as 15 feet, depending on the temperature. So imagine waking up one day and realizing your house just decided to grow.
That's crazy. Like 15 feet is a lot.
Maybe it's all in my head. Maybe it was just the situation. But walking across that bridge, like I swear to you, I could feel it moving. Like it did, I swear to God, like it did not feel like it was a steady, solid piece of mass. Like I felt like I could it was an ever so slight sway that you could feel like at the bottom of your feet.
Wow, that would be terrifying.
Which added to the vertigo, where it's like there were moments where I was like, I got to get this good picture of the bay, and then I was like, oh my God, dude. I was looking down, I was like, yikes.
I didn't notice that in the car at all, but that would be so scary.
Yeah. It's awesome though. Great view from the Golden Gate.
One of the things you mentioned the fog earlier. Like I feel like when I've been to San Francisco, like I remember it being kind of like foggy, like in the middle.
That's a staple.
Of the bridge or whatever.
That's an SF staple. There's always early, not always, but like if you get to experience the city in the early morning fog or whatever rolls in from the bay or whatever, it's beautiful. I mean, it adds just an extra layer of mystique to the Mark Twaininess of San Francisco. Mm-hmm. They used an insane amount of wire, Patrick. The cables that hold up the bridge contain about 80,000 miles of wire, which is enough to go around the Earth 3 times.
What?
Yeah.
No.
That trivia fact got the producer.
That is crazy.
He was too busy scrolling on TikTok, and then all of a sudden he's like, around the world? What?
Spending less and getting more is a no-brainer. That's why serious landlords choose Inago. Forget the myth that free software means weak features. Inago delivers everything. Tenant screening, lease signing, rent collection, and more. For free. No fees, no contracts, just a full-featured, reliable platform trusted by thousands of landlords. Plus, their top-rated support team is always ready to help. Ready to streamline your property management and save money? Visit Inago.com today. That's INNAGO.com/podcast. That is.
I was reading along with you, so.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Quickly closes out his app.
I don't even have TikTok.
He's more of an Instagram Reels guy. Yeah.
YouTube Shorts. Wait, that can't be right. There's enough wire to go around the world.
According to the script, the cables that hold up the bridge contain 80,000 miles of wire, which is enough to go around the Earth 3 times.
That is insane.
I don't know if you want to fact check me on that. Ask Google Gemini. Remember?
Talking
about Gemini.
I
asked Patrick earlier. He was looking up something, and I was like, "Oh, are you gonna ask Gemini?" And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Google Gemini." And he's like, "You named the Google AI thing?" And I'm like, "No, that's its name."
Yeah, but for me, it just says AI overview, like the Google.
Yeah,
overview.
But if you go,
I know now.
Yeah, Google calls it Google Gemini, and I'm pretty sure the tab says Gemini when you go to it.
It might.
But
I don't know.
We're gonna fact check that.
I'm on a professional relationship with the Google robot.
What do you call him?
AI overview.
So his name is AI Overview.
Yeah, that's what I know.
But if you don't give him like a proper name, how are they going to remember you when they take over? You got to be kind, first name basis. I want them to. They're like, he remembered my name. I will spare him from the AI destruction. Construction workers had to wear special safety nets. Despite the dangerous work conditions, a net saved the lives of 19 men who later called themselves the Halfway to Hell Club. Holy cow. Can you imagine working on the Golden Gate Bridge?
That would be terrifying.
Falling off I always think about this with like the construction of old buildings. Like you see photos of people building like skyscrapers in New York and they're just like Jay chilling, sitting on the freaking wiring or whatever, like eating their sandwiches. Yeah. And I'm like, no way.
Absolutely
no way on God's green earth.
So just doing research, it says it's long enough to encircle the world more than 3 times at the equator. So I don't know if that helps.
Yeah,
that does help.
That yeah.
That does help.
And yeah, Google AI I'm sorry, Gemini agrees. Said
Cool.
80,000.
Good
That's just insane to me. I cannot wrap my head around that.
It's hard to wrap your mind around.
Yeah.
The fact that they had that many materials in one spot that could cover the Earth, it's like crazy.
That is one of the most interesting facts I've heard like in a long time.
Sounds like it's going to go into your next trivia.
Yeah.
Your next trivia session. Well, Patrick, a couple more things here before we talk a little bit more about the bridge. The paint job is never ending because the bridge is constantly exposed to salt, fog, and wind. Painters work year-round to keep it looking fresh. Talk about job security. More editorializing there. I'm like Ron Burgundy. I'll read whatever's on the prompter. No, I mean that's pretty nuts too. Like I didn't see anybody painting it there either, but like you have to imagine the conditions of the world wear down on it. So it's cool that they are constantly upkeeping it to keep it that consistent color. Yeah. It seems like a lot of work, but they must be passionate about keeping that. What is it called? Exceptional orange?
No, international.
International orange. Yeah. It was once the longest suspension bridge in the entire world. When it was completed, its 4,200-foot main span was the longest of any bridge on the planet. Now it's only the second longest in the U.S. Apparently, the Verrazano Narrows Bridge beat it out, which I'm not familiar with.
I got a fun fact for you. This is kind of unrelated, but the Roebling Bridge here in Cincinnati, at the time, that was the longest suspension bridge in the world.
That checks out.
Yeah.
That checks out. Because then the architect of one day we'll do the Roebling Bridge.
Yeah.
But the architect of the Roebling Bridge went on to do
the Brooklyn Bridge.
The Brooklyn Bridge. Yep. And so he used the Roebling as the inspiration to make the Brooklyn Bridge. So it's kind of his like test child. So it's like that would make sense that he built that. It was long. And then he's like, all right, I'll hold my beer. And we're going to go even longer on the next one. Yeah, movie time, Pat. It was featured in countless movies from Vertigo and Superman to Pacific Rim, Monsters vs. Aliens. Hollywood loves destroying it in disaster films. I mean, straight up, Independence Day. I feel like the Golden Gate Bridge has got to be an Independence Day. Did they do a shot of San Francisco at one point?
I don't remember.
It's been a while since I've seen that, but yeah, I don't know. Any other big movies come to mind for you that feature the Golden Gate?
Vertigo's the main one, like with that beautiful backdrop with Golden Gate in the background. I'm trying to think of
what about Doubtfire?
Yeah, that takes place in San Francisco. I can't remember the shot.
I feel like there's got to have a shot in there at some point. Full House, I'll bring that up again. There's a shot of
Rise of the Planet of the Apes. There's a whole battle.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They have the monkeys swinging across the bottom of the thing. Yeah,
that's one of the best uses of the Golden Gate Bridge,
that's
actually.
Cool. That movie rips.
Oh, that's an awesome movie.
Yeah. Any others come to mind?
Trying to think. No, none of those come to mind.
Okay.
I'll be thinking the rest of the episode.
Well, last couple things. It's also a magnet for extreme stunts, believe it or not. Over the years, people have crossed it in everything from stilts to pogo sticks. One guy even unicycled across it. We do not recommend trying this at home.
How could you try it at home? You don't have the Golden Gate Bridge at home.
You're not trying this at the Golden Gate Bridge. Thank you. And then, you can legally walk across it. Unlike most U.S. bridges, pedestrians and cyclists are welcome to cross the Golden Gate. 1.7 miles long, so wear comfortable shoes.
1.7 miles?
Yeah. Wow. Takes a while to cross. We were like, we'll just cross the Golden Gate. It'll be fun. And then it was like an hour later. We're like, well, we should probably turn around. Fun fact for you. If you decide to walk north across the Golden Gate Bridge, so you're on the San Francisco side and you want to walk across the Golden Gate Bridge. When you get to the other side, it's a bit daunting to turn around and be like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to walk across this thing. Really hard to catch an Uber on the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Really?
There's not a lot of places to stand and wait for a car on a suspension bridge. So you have to go even further to get to like the next car lot after that and then call an Uber. So be prepared for a day out if you're going to cross the Golden Gate Bridge because it definitely takes a lot longer than you think.
Good to know.
Yep. So, I mean, in retrospect here, the Golden Gate Bridge remains a marvel of engineering, art, and resilience, standing strong against earthquakes, wind, and thousands of tourists trying to take selfies in the bike lane. If you ever visit, be sure to take a walk across, but maybe leave the unicycle at home.
That was so good.
All right, Patrick. That's it for the Golden Gate Proptology there. Tune in next time when we talk about the next big building that we want to cover. The producers got it. Put on a script for us. Your turn. I've talked for a while. I'm tie-tie. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee now. Yeah.
So today I am going through the Tenant Horror Stories segment.
What is Tenant Horror Stories?
Basically, it is a segment where we talk about landlords' experiences with a tenant that is, as the segment suggests, kind of like a horror story. And it's like very frightening, and
this is one of those
ghouls and
moments I wish we
ghosts.
had a soundboard where it's like we could do like the and like the lightning crash or whatever. It's like whenever they show like in Scooby-Doo when it's like zoink, so we're gonna go to that haunted mansion.
We can do that, Elliot, producer, video dude. Yeah.
All right, so we just have to, but here in the studio we have to just pretend to hear that sound. In
Yeah.
our
Or you can do it. Give us your best. All right.
All right.
And now
Here we go,
this
here we
week, tenant horror stories.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Where are you?
Copyright infringement.
We're good. We're good.
Yes, this article comes from www.bestevercre.com for /blog/real-estate-horror-stories-5-active-investors.
You guys got that out there? You got that at home? All right.
The name of the story is Theo Hicks and Niagara Falls.
Again, why I thought that this was about Niagara Falls, but I guess I'm just dead wrong.
it has really nothing to do with Niagara Falls.
Okay, can't wait to hear about it.
I feel like it's kind of a clickbaity title, honestly. In this story, Theo's first deal as an active real estate investor was a value-add duplex in Cincinnati that required around $25,000 in renovations. Zach, do you know what a value-add real estate term means?
I don't. When we were looking through this article earlier, I was like, okay, so you got to figure out the definition for that and then educate me a little bit.
Yeah,
I
also
had
had no clue. I made it half a sentence in and had no idea what was going on.
Usually a bad sign when we get the content and we're like, all right, first sentence, don't know what this means. Here we go. Time to turn to the pros.
It means it's a duplex property that can be improved to increase its value and rental income. So it's like renovations.
Yeah, thank you. That's kind of what I saw. It's you renovate it with the idea of increasing like occupancy rates, average rents, appreciation, etc.
Yeah, it's basically how do I even put this? Like an investment property that you're going to try and get more of a return out of in any respect.
By renovating.
By renovating.
Yeah. Right, exactly. Yeah, thanks, Mose.
Thank you, professional.
Theo's first deal as an active real estate investor was a value-add duplex, now that we know what that means, if everything's making sense. In Cincinnati, it required around $25,000 in renovations. He closed on a cold and dreary Thursday afternoon in February. His intentions were to begin the renovations that Saturday, but decided to take the weekend to celebrate his first deal instead. Big mistake.
Oh, no.
I added that. That was not part of the...
See, that was good. That was a good little ad lib there. I like that.
Theo showed up on Monday to rip out the carpet and paint the walls. But once he opened the front door, he heard an unexpected noise. A faint whooshing sound.
You're doing the sound effects
Yep.
too?
As he approached the stairwell to the basement, the sound became louder and louder. So... He walked down the stairs, turned to face the bathroom, and was confronted with a waterfall. Being his first deal, Theo didn't understand what the real estate agent meant when she told him to put the utilities in your name. As a result, the heat was off the entire weekend. The pipes froze, thawed, and burst, leaving him with a mini Niagara Falls in the basement bathroom.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the Niagara Falls?
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
Legitimately, if you asked me to get $100,000 to predict why that was called Niagara Falls, I'd have never figured that one out ever. That's crazy.
Yeah. I think there's a lot to learn here.
So dude didn't understand what it meant to put the utilities in your own name and start that system up, and his pipe burst.
Yeah, exactly. That's basically what happened. That's the horror story.
The sound effects help set the scene and make it seem more epic than it actually was. In reality, dude was probably just playing Grand Theft Auto on his couch or whatever, totally being lazy, didn't put the utilities in his name, and has a bust pipe.
Yeah, definitely needed the sound effects there.
Ultimately, this definitely sucks for the landlord because the negligence on the tenant probably had them, have to put in some kind of maintenance there, right?
Well, I mean, this is less of a tenant horror story and more of like a buyer horror story. I feel like.
So Theo is the guy that bought got it. I'm following. So he bought the property, the value add duplex, but forgot to do the utilities.
It's really not at all.
So he kind of acted like a negligent tenant in a way.
Yeah, right. This is more of like a learning experience for landlords. Like, when you buy your apartment, like your new.
Sure.
Yeah.
You got to make sure that all that stuff is on and working.
Yeah, right. we have some questions to talk about. I have a feeling I know who made this next question. Let me go ahead and read it.
Okay, I'm not going to look at it on the
Word
page.
for word. Okay, be honest. If you open the door to your first property and heard Niagara Falls in the basement, do you call a plumber or your mom first? Explain
this podcast could not possibly get any more educational than at this very moment. Who would you call, Miss? Your mom?
This is your name written all over it.
Yeah, this has got producer written all over it.
So the gist of this question was to just say, like, your mom, meaning, like, you're not responsible, so, like, you call, like, somebody else to take care of it?
No, I understood the question.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, it's like, are you going to call the person to actually fix it or call someone that can help you call someone to fix it? So that's where I came up with this question, but I would choose the plumber, obviously.
Obviously. Yeah, I mean, like, in this situation, putting myself in Theo's shoes, I own this property now. It's kind of my responsibility to call the friggin' plumber and get the situation figured out. It's not like there's anybody above me that I can call that's not
your
the plumber.
Mom, dude.
If I'm the renter, obviously I call Theo, but that's in a situation where there is a renter. I can't remove that part from my brain at this point because that's buried itself deep inside my brain now that I think that there's a renter involved. But I'm just going to try my best to get past it. Patrick, who do you call?
I'll just play devil's advocate and say my mom.
Why?
I just want to keep her posted. I want to keep her posted with my life. Give her updates. Let her
There's
know what's
Niagara
going on.
Falls in my basement. She goes, slow down, honey, slow down.
Look where I'm at right now. I take a video. Like I'm in upstate New York.
Oh man.
Yep. That was a good question, Mousse. Question number 2. Have you ever had wait, that's what you meant moment in real estate lingo? Your real estate lingo, I guess, with the
value add duplex.
Yeah.
No, honestly, the one that reminds me is we played a real estate terminology game weeks and weeks and weeks ago at this point where the term was ARM, which was adjustable rate mortgage or whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow, you remembered that.
Yeah, I'll never forget because I was like, wow, I feel like such a dumbass right now. On an ARM. I was like, what's the term? An arm?
Yeah, when I was like, the part of your body between your shoulder and elbow.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, that was great. Great comedy there. Yeah, I don't know. There's constantly terms. I feel like real estate is just like any other profession. There's so much jargon, so much lingo. So I guarantee you there's going to be another term that rolls around one of these days where we're both like, what? When we hear it. So I don't know. What about you? Do you have one that jumps?
I'm trying to think of one. I can't think of one that is like the first, like, or like one that I've been hearing for a while and had no idea at all, like what it meant. I feel like typically if somebody says something, I'm going to ask or look it up.
Yeah. Which you should do. Consult the professionals.
Yeah.
Patrick and I are just some chuckleheads hanging out with the microphones, but we're not really. We get a lot of our information from the true professionals.
Right.
But yeah, consult your pros at all times. Or Google Gemini.
Or Gemini.
If
Gemini knows all. Okay, third question here. We all know closing is just the beginning. What's your non-negotiable day one checklist after the ink dries?
So I was confused by this question. So is it like I bought the property? What am I checklisting? Like the things that I need to make sure that I've taken care of as the property owner?
I think the idea here is like the moral of the story is like make sure you don't wait the weekend to like put the utilities in your name. Like get on that to keep a disaster like this from happening. I think that's the point of the question. So like maybe on top of like utilities or like what's something that like first thing you're doing when you get the property, what are you doing as the responsible?
Oh man. I'm a big list taker and check off kind of guy. Like I always have a persistent thing on my phone that's a to-do list. And it's literally everything that I need to make sure that I take care of on a day-to-day basis. And down to the smallest little detail. Like if I'm going to the grocery, what am I getting at the grocery? If I need to call the vet, what am I calling them to get? If I'm, doing a lawn care project, what things do I need to buy from the store to get that lawn project done? And what steps do I need to take to get it done? It's like I'm very, very like I want to make sure that all this stuff is taken care of. So if it came that time for me to buy a value add property, I would probably consult I'd probably honestly go to Google and like look around online at what people do for their like not move-in checklist, but like new property checklist. What do you want to make sure that you have taken care of, that you've got your eyes on, that you've switched over, that you've activated, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And just write that down and go through it one by one and check it off. So it's like honestly, as much as possible. I don't know if there's one specific thing that's on that. I mean, a non-negotiable would probably be making sure that I think that this story is apt, making sure everything's in your name.
Yeah.
Making sure that you've got everything like ready to rock and roll, that there's no missed big things that could do damage to the property.
Right.
What about you?
I'm going to flip the script here. And Mousse, you recently-ish bought a property. What was the first thing that you did or you would recommend doing as soon as you close on a property?
Making sure wherever you're coming from, you stop the water, electricity first. So making sure wherever I was before, and then on that same breath, I think like if you're doing energy, you can just say, "Hey, I'm transferring it to this property."
So it's
essentially transferring.
Anything else like besides the utilities stuff? Is there anything else that you would recommend or wish you had just gotten on immediately after closing with the property?
I feel like if you're doing renovations, maybe like I guess making sure you have the right like steps, and like if you're gonna take out the carpet, like make sure that's done fast before you're fully moved in. Nobody, I feel like, really fully moves in until like a month or two later anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's why it's like almost, that is on the list to make sure that you stop the things at the old property. But it's like that's less urgent to me. I don't know. I've never bought like an investment property before, but like...
Honestly, I think it's Wi-Fi, to be honest. Because
Wi-Fi?
You use that for everything.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think that's like the first thing.
What about locks? Like getting new locks?
It's a good idea, too.
Changing
I just thought
locks. Yes.
Yeah.
You're right.
Look at this. Maybe he should be the one that wants your property.
Maybe give me your property, Mousse.
You just set me up and dunked on me.
Those are the rules of the pod. If Patrick gets a question right that Mousse doesn't, he owns his property now.
That's funny.
All right, what last couple questions. Well, what do we got?
Yeah, we've never had to worry about pipes. What? That's the question. Hold on. Let me hear this question out. We've never had to worry about pipes, but have you ever walked into a property and thought, oh no, this is going to be expensive?
Who's we?
What?
Who's we?
No, I wrote this question because you're renters, so like I was thinking like, well, I don't want to be like you guys changing pipes.
I've had to worry about pipes before. Well, yeah. It was, so we live in Cincinnati. It gets cold here in the winter. There's been a few winters, especially. Remember when we had the deep chill? What was that freaking thing called?
The deep chill.
Deep chill, deep freeze, deep. No,
what,
deep
like 5 years, 6 years ago?
No. This was recent. This is after COVID. It was like the temperatures were like -16. It was like ultra freeze or hyper freeze. It sounded like a Pokemon blast.
No, I remember.
Whatever.
That. I remember
My landlord had to text us to make sure that like we had the faucets drip to make sure that the pipes wouldn't freeze.
Yeah.
So like that's an important thing that you need to be aware of as a landlord, and something we have to make sure we do as a tenant. Like if it's going to be freaking cold, you got to make sure to drip the pipes so that the water doesn't.
No, I
explode.
guess. What do you mean by the oh no? This is going to be expensive. Like damage.
Yeah,
like you walk in, it's like oh.
Yeah, you just feel like it's going to be bad.
As a tenant?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I have
guess.
one. My previous property, like the showers did not warm up at all. Like it was freezing and it sucked. And like they had to get a new water heater, and I know those are expensive. And I kind of felt bad, like just moving into the property and just being like, it was like the landlord's only unit. It's like, hey, the showers are cold. Buy me a new water heater. I just felt like high maintenance. Like I can't suck it up and take.
I had to
showers.
do the exact same thing with my most recent place. So you're not alone. People are not alone out there. Water heaters go out. So.
Yeah, it definitely sucks, and those are kind of expensive. But they're supposed to last like 10 to 20 years.
Long time. Long time.
Is it wild to expect your agent to explain stuff like frozen pipes and utility setup? Or is that the kind of thing you learn the hard way? Is it? No, I mean, I don't think it's wild. I think agents have seen it all, and so like,
but home buying is not trial by fire. They're there to explain. stuff to
right.
You, so,
the agent's not gonna be like. I feel like I would be pissed if I went to the agent like, why didn't you tell me this? And they're like, you have to learn the hard way. Like I would fire that agent.
I definitely don't want an agent that thinks that things build character. I don't want one of those agents. That sucks.
All right, and then last question here. If Theo had called you the day before closing and asked for your number one piece of advice, what would you have told him?
I would tell him that calling a flood Niagara Falls is stupid. And you should stop doing that immediately and seek help. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, that's some good advice.
I would say make a checklist. Like that I know that sounds silly, but like honestly, making a checklist, it works for me. I don't know how well it works for everybody else, but like that's one thing where if I make a checklist of exactly what I need to know, what I need to do, I feel like I'm going to be confident in getting those things taken care of.
Yeah, crack open the champagne after you've transferred utilities in your name.
All right, Patrick. Well, thank you for leading that segment. And thanks to Theo Hicks and Niagara Falls for providing us a really entertaining story about nothing to do with Niagara Falls, except for the pipe water. I've just never referred to any amount of flooding as Niagara Falls.
Like water. Like I opened the sink to pour myself some water.
Niagara Falls! Oh my god! All right, well, that's another episode of the Rentish podcast in the books. A little loopy here this afternoon. Thank you all for listening to this episode. We appreciate each and every one of you if you've made it this far. Please like us on the internets and rate us on Spotify, give us a review on Apple. Wherever you get your podcasts, please subscribe and follow for the latest episodes of The Rentish. Follow us on Instagram at The Rentish Pod, and also email us questions at therentishpod.com if you want to hear Patrick and I giggle and gaggle about random stuff on the internet. Isn't that right, Pat?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure you're still with us. Patrick's like, as soon as Zach goes into the outro, I just go into cocoon mode.
I thought you had it from here.
Right on Instagram. All right. Thank you guys very much for listening to this episode of The Rentish, and we'll see you next week. What if you had a network of mentors and peers to guide you through your toughest challenges? Cohorts is a private network of experienced investors who share lessons, insights, and support at every stage of growth. Whether you're managing 10 million or 1 billion in assets, Cohorts helps you build smarter and avoid costly mistakes. Learn more and join the community at joincohorts.com/podcast.